Well, good evening. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your Spider ETF market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Monday, the 25th of November, 2024. I took a break just 2 minutes ago to go read news wires again. The futures markets cracked rather hard in the stock indices in early trade, and I'm talking in the past half an hour, and it's, as I said, I didn't mention that here, we're probably just after 6:30. So after 5:15, 5:30, the market started coming unglued. It appears that President-elect Trump took to the social media waves and said that when he's president, he is slapping tariffs on all Mexican goods of 25%. All Canadian goods, he's slapping tariffs of 25%. He's adding another 10% to the Chinese goods that already have tariffs on them. And what he's after specifically is the illegal drugs coming in from the borders, both borders, and immigrants coming in from both borders. It's got to stop, and until it stops, these tariffs on Canada and Mexico stay in place. Well, that sort of breaks the treaty he just made, right? He made one just recently when he was president. So I don't know what this all means. I have to admit total confusion by it, but it's not the first time in my life I'm confused at all. But it's certainly, it's going to weigh on the markets. It's not a positive event. It, in theory, sets the dollar up, a lot of markets down, stocks and so on, because you're hurting. America's two biggest trading partners are either side of our border. And here we're coming out with that. Now, you know Trump, you know that what he says isn't necessarily what he does, but what he says is what he intends on doing if you don't do something about it. I think that sums up the first 4 years as to how he worked. Let's go on to normal things for a minute. You're going to get the Redbook Group with the retail sales tomorrow morning at 7:55. Case-Shiller, we're going to get the 20 Metro home prices at 8 o'clock. I often, by the way, send out some of these reports as soon as they break to my subscribers in the morning that are my paid subscribers. So they get all the main reports right away from me. The Richmond Fed's going to update their monthly manufacturing sector indices for November at 9. The Conference Board's going to come out with their Consumer Confidence Index. That'll come out at 9 o'clock. And new home sales data for October, not November, October. That's going to be Tuesday. And again, that's new home sales. So these are a little different than existing homes because a lot of these can be money down before anything happens, and they've made all the arrangements to get them done. Well, it was an interesting day. The stock market was up, and it's losing this right now. When we wake up in the morning, anything can be here. It's hard to tell what this is all going to do. NVDA backed off, and this is so in line with what's been happening on the quarterly reports recently. They come out, the market generally gives you a rally, then the market backs off, sometimes a week or two or longer, and then it goes up and makes another new high later on. I think that's the pattern you're in. Tesla gave up quite a bit. California is going after Tesla. And Governor Newsom has said that if the Trump administration takes away the EV tax credit, California will give their own, but Tesla is excluded. So here's the slap in the face for Elon Musk moving Tesla out of California. All right. Gold market. Are you aware that gold had the largest individual day break since November of 2020? I didn't realize that. I read it in one of the news wires just a little while ago. It was monstrous today. And, you know, you had gone up in the futures markets and you had made a 2/3 retracement of the break, roughly, about a 64%, right in that range. And I kept saying to clients, I think this is not the spot to be, and that's basically it. Not smart enough to get short because I had no sell signals, and I got caught on the first down wave. But for those that rode it back up, and that was one of the things I said they might consider, good spot to come out. Amazon, you know, you got Prime Friday coming at you, so that's looking pretty good. But I like that Home Depot came alive. So, you know, the market's looking here at interest rates, and today they fell. We were down nicely across the board into the 4.3 area in the 10-year, but I didn't like what I saw. The 210 went backwards again. So the interest on the 2 is higher than the interest on the 10. So it reinverted itself again. So now we've got that doesn't make any sense at all. Normally, if the economy is recovering, you want to get more interest longer term out, not more interest up front. What's that about? And you've had a neat little rally in the bonds and the notes, but now with this tariff news, I don't know what it means for a day or so. And again, what Trump says, I'm going to repeat. Number one, he's not president yet. Number two, this is a shot across the bow. Number three, it'll get everybody to talk to him. What can we do to avoid this? And we will see what happens. If nobody says anything, you can count that he'll do what he said. He gave you a timetable. Stop the drugs and stop the illegal migration to the United States. In XRT, up and away. So you're there. You're now going to get your holiday shopping. Thanksgiving is right here. The stores are full of the goods, and seems to be working a little bit of a shift here. Americans have money. They're happy with goods. And the goods are here. That's the other thing. There was so much forward buying of goods because of the threat of Trump tariffs, and they're still coming in, that the stores are well supplied, and you can see how this has gone. I read something interesting in retail today. And remember, there's different levels of retail. When I read the high end, how do people buy these $10,000 purses and more? You know, they're 300,000 some purses. I know you think I'm crazy with what I'm saying. I'm not crazy. I've seen the purses. I know what I'm talking about. And, you know, go buy a Birkin bag. You will understand just what I'm saying. I don't buy them, but people do buy them. But now what's happened is the group that they have in there, the affluent, did it, but the entree level isn't there. So it could be in the jewelry stores and so on. Everybody is raising their prices to the point where they're not attracting the new person. I had a friend that went for his nephew, right, on to the store at Bloomingdale's yesterday, and he had to buy a gift for a party yesterday evening. And young man, maybe 15, he said, Ira, I went in there to get him one of these. I thought a T-shirt that would be, you know, with the rhinestones on it that he would like. He said, I said, yeah, those are cool. We all, you know, had those when we were much younger. He says, well, they're back in style. He says, how much do you think they were? Now, this is at Bloomie's in Chicago. $1,400 to $3,000. I almost fell out of my chair. He bought him a $60 shirt, but that gives you an idea. Smart friend. Lower low, higher high. You know, this is what's facing it. And I read this story today as to how the big retailers, LVMHs, the Tiffany, Dior, all these, how do you bring in the people that you need? You know, when you look at these magazines and you see they're wearing $4,000 outfits and the person in them is 22 years old, they can't afford that. That's not happening. Lower low, higher high on the whole. On the whole. You can see how the market is sitting over the Bollinger Band. Nah, I don't think the day traders are going to chase that. I think you let the market come back. It's overbought. If not, c'est la vie. This has been, for live entertainment, one of the longest stretches of a breakout run that I've recently seen. This began right here, literally the first week of November. It has not looked back. If you're not in, you can't get in, and it's made the move. We're going to get rid of that and not even look at that for a while. CrowdStrike starting to back off a little bit. We'll see what happens. You know, what you're hearing is everybody wants to say, don't buy the chips, buy all the companies around the chips now. That's where the money's going to be made, and CrowdStrike's one of those type of companies. Palantir, there's a number of them. Rivian. This looks to me like you're in the midst of something that said we have made a low in this market. And on pullbacks, I think that it's worth buying and holding some of this stock unless you get back through these lows, and that can be your stop. You're not far away. You're $2 off the lows, 2.5. I'm not saying to buy it at a Bollinger Band. You know better than that. But I am saying that the game plan is on. In K-Web, Chinese stocks, well, this can't be good for them in the morning. Take the current tariffs, add 10% more. Whoa, that's going to be painful as can be. Toll Brothers took off to the upside. So maybe tomorrow's new home sales are telling you what the stock is telling you, that this market wants to work higher. Home builders going right with them. Why today? Because interest rates got hit today. And for whatever reason, the market decides on that. Plus, it's a thin trading week. If you think this is normal trading week, shame on you. This is a week where each day the volume shrinks down on you now. And traders like me like to have their clients go, probably not put on a lot of new positions right here. And we wait unless we get an opportunity. Buying this rally is not an opportunity, in my opinion. XLF, higher high, embedded. I think good break in the market. This is a very popular arena to be in. With interest rates probably not in the U.S. going to drop more than a point unless the economy came unglued. So that's something you got to think about. In other words, 4 25 basis point cuts are what the market's starting to price in. We're going to see a lot in December, mid-December, when we have the FOMC meeting, because we get another series of dot plots. And that'll tell us if everybody's cut back as a group. If they're still staying there and they think you can still get another 1.5. It'll give us an idea what they think the neutral interest rate's going to be. Industrial sector, again, overbought, nice bounce, off the lows. We talked about it. This was a bull market break. And the market bounced away from that key number. Watch the energies right here. You just lost the bullish embedded reading. You're opening up the door. Again, the Trump Energy Secretary and Trump said, open up the gas. Drilling's going to happen. We're not going to put up for auction the lousy lease areas. We're going to give the good areas. We want drill. This, again, today. And in that gas, as soon as he gets in, he's rescinding all of the orders that by presidential decree President Biden put in with stopping of the port exports and everything for the nat gas. That's going to weigh on these markets, as you'll see. Gold, all you did is get a nice bounce, and look at this drop that you're having today. Now, on a singular day, it's not a big deal. It's only 3%. But I'm telling you, on a one-on-one day in futures, it's a big number that the market did. And silver did a terrible job of trying to hold. I thought today silver was the day off the weekly chart, not daily, that it was going to try to hold. And I told traders if they want to, risk 33 cents. You heard what I said. 33 cents on a trade. It didn't work in the market. Sliced through that late in the day. It worked most of the day. Just didn't hold. The gold fell, that fell. And now you're back down to the key area here. Every now and then it's worth 30, 40 cents on a trade. When you catch them, it's beautiful. The risk reward was dramatically in favor if it worked where the profit objective was in silver. Copper, this news can't be good. So unless this gets cleaned up overnight, which I haven't seen that it is, I would expect the copper is going to drop you down 500 points, which is 5 cents a pound tonight in the futures when I was looking at it just before I began recording this. In the dollar, came down, still embedded here. From what I hear, you're going to be sharply higher tonight in the dollar and probably sharply lower. I know you're sharply lower in the euro. The dollar opened 7 o'clock Chicago time. That's why I know the Forex markets are open, though, and they are showing a sharply higher dollar. So you put it all together, you come up with game plans. And I think one of your plans should be get our newsletters about this. We publish them in the evening. We publish them during the day. We can tailor them to the ways that you want if you're trading in these markets. But they'll come in with all these and you'll say, Ira, that looks like futures. What do you think gold is? What do you think you're trading? You're trading an ETF based on the futures contract. What do you think silver is? QQQ, SPY. You want to get this information because this is how it comes about. A lot of charts, A lot of price count theory here, option strategies in these letters, cash market strategies, what the pros seem to be doing. How do you get it? It's free if you haven't tried it. You go to iraepstein.com under free offers. You sign up for it right there. You can move your cursor to the top here. There'll be an icon as well. With that, I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a great evening, and I'll catch up with you all in the morning update first thing on Tuesday. Take care.